So I'm single, I have MS, and my dating profile might as well say we'll trade mobility aids for cuddles. The burning question keeping me up at night: will anyone ever swipe right on this hot mess? Spoiler alert, the answer might surprise you, and it definitely involves more coffee spills than I'd like to admit. Stick around because we're about to dive into the wonderfully chaotic world of dating with a chronic illness. And trust me, I've got stories that'll make your worst Tinder date look like a fairy tale. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's talk about love, life, and why my neurologist knows more about my dating life than my best friend. Let me paint you a picture. I'm 28, recently diagnosed with MS, and my idea of a wild Friday night is organizing my pill organizer. Sexy, right? Now, before you start feeling sorry for me, let me be clear. I'm not looking for pity dates or someone to be my caregiver. I can still make a mean pasta dish and tell terrible jokes with the best of them. But here's the thing about chronic illness. It changes how you see relationships and, more importantly, how you think others see you. Do I lead with "Hi, I'm Sarah and I have MS," or save that bombshell for dessert? And let's be honest, when do you drop the chronic illness bomb without scaring someone away? First date? Third date? After they've already fallen madly in love with your sparkling personality? Spoiler alert, there's no perfect timing, but there are definitely some hilariously wrong ones. Which brings me to my dating adventures. And oh boy, do I have some stories for you. Like the time I nervously triple-checked my dating app message only to accidentally send "I have MS" right after "Hi, how are you?" Talk about an icebreaker. Or the first date where my cane fell over with a dramatic clatter, and I tried to play it cool, except my date jumped like he'd seen a ghost. At least we both laughed. And then there was the time I tried to impress a date by cooking dinner, only to realize halfway through that I'd mixed up my salt and my medication. Let's just say, bland pasta is better than a surprise muscle relaxant. Oh, and let's not forget the classic getting ready for a date, feeling cute, and then realizing my compression socks do not match my outfit. Fashion faux pas, but at least my circulation was on point. Story number 1, the guy who thought MS stood for mildly sassy, and spent the entire date trying to figure out why that was a medical condition. I spent 20 minutes explaining autoimmune diseases while he nodded like he understood. He still asked if it was contagious. Then there was Mr. I Can Fix You, who suggested I just needed more yoga and positive thinking to cure my neurological condition. Because, apparently, Downward Dog is the miracle cure neurologists don't want you to know about. My personal favorite was the guy who was totally cool with my walking stick until we went out in public. Suddenly, he developed a mysterious need to walk 15 feet away from me at all times. Bye, Felipe. But my absolute favorite disaster was the guy who asked if I was faking it for attention during the middle of a Marvel movie. Because nothing says attention seeking like pretending to have a chronic neurological condition. At this point, I was starting to think maybe I should just get a cat and call it a day. At least cats don't ask stupid questions about your medical history. But then something interesting happened that completely changed my perspective on this whole dating with MS thing. I met someone who didn't just tolerate my condition, they were genuinely curious about it. Not in a weird, fetishizing way, but in a tell me about your experience way. They asked thoughtful questions, listened to the answers, and didn't try to solve me like I was a puzzle. And you know what? It made me realize that the right person won't see MS as a deal breaker. They'll see it as just another part of who you are, like your terrible taste in reality TV or your obsession with houseplants. Which brings me to the real answer to my original question: will anyone ever want to date me? The answer is yes, but only if I want to date me first. See, I spent so much time worrying about how MS would affect my dating life that I forgot the most important part. I'm still the same person I was before my diagnosis, just with better parking and a really good excuse to skip leg day. But seriously, chronic illness doesn't make you less worthy of love. It just makes you more selective about who deserves your energy. Speaking of energy, if this video gave you some good vibes, smash that subscribe button and hit the like button if you've ever had a dating disaster that made you question humanity. Drop your own dating horror stories in the comments, because I know I'm not the only one with tales to tell. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Trust me, we're just getting started on this journey of navigating life with chronic illness. And I've got plenty more stories where those came from. Plus, I promise the next video will have even more cringe-worthy dating moments. I'm talking secondhand embarrassment levels that'll make you feel better about your own life choices. But in all seriousness, to anyone out there wondering if chronic illness means the end of romance, let me tell you something. You are not your diagnosis. You are not a burden. And you are absolutely worthy of love. The right person will see your strength, not your struggles. They'll admire how you handle challenges with grace and humor, even when you don't feel graceful. And yes, you will find someone who thinks your collection of pill organizers is endearing rather than concerning. Okay, maybe not endearing, but at least acceptably quirky. The point is, don't let fear of rejection keep you from putting yourself out there. Yes, you'll meet some duds, some people who don't get it, and some who are just plain ignorant. But you would have met those people anyway, chronic illness or not. So will I ever get married? Maybe, maybe not. But it won't be because MS scared away the right person. It'll be because I'm incredibly picky and refuse to settle for someone who doesn't appreciate my sparkling personality and my impeccable taste in mobility aids. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and remember, you're amazing exactly as you are. I'll see you in the next video.